Hello, General Zarnoff.
I'm Rainsford.
I read your book about hunting snow leopards in Tibet. You see, Ivan is an incredibly strong fellow, but he has the misfortune to be deaf and dumb. A simple fellow, but I'm afraid, like all of his race, he's a bit of a savage.
Is he Russian?
He's a Cossack. So am I. Come, he said. We shouldn't be chatting here. We can talk later. Now you want clothes, food, rest, and you shall have them. This is my most restful spot. Follow Ivan, if you please, Mr. Rainsford. He was about to have dinner when you came. I'll wait for you. You'll find that my clothes will fit you, I think. You'll have a cocktail, Mr. Rainsford. The anemones of civilization here. Please forgive any lapses. We are well off the beaten track, you know. Do you think the champagne has suffered from its long ocean trip?
Not in the least.
Perhaps you were surprised that I recognized your name. You see, I read all books on hunting published in English, French, and Russian. I have but one passion in my life, Mr. Rainford, and it is to hunt.
What do you mean?
We'll visit my training school. It's in the cellar. I have about a dozen people down there now. They're from the Spanish bark Sand Lucre that had bad luck to go on the rocks out there. A very inferior lot, I regret to say. Poor specimens, and more accustomed to the deck than to the jungle. It's a game, you see. I suggest to one of them that we go hunting. I give them a supply of food and an excellent hunting knife. I give them 3 hours to start. To follow, I am armed only with a pistol of the smallest caliber and range. If my quarry eludes me for 3 whole days, he wins the game. And if I find him, he loses.
You have some wonderful heads here. The Cape Buffalo is the largest I ever saw.
Oh, that fellow? He was a monster.
Did he charge you?
Hurled me against a tree. Fractured my skull, but I got the brute.
Suppose he refuses to hunt.
I give him his option, of course. He need not play the game if he doesn't want to. If he does not wish to hunt, I turn him over to Ivan. Ivan once had the honor of serving as official knocker to the Great White Kaiser. He has his own ideas of sport. Invariably, Mr. Rainsford, they must choose a hunt.
And if they win?
To date, I have not lost. I don't wish you to think me a bogart, Mr. Rainsford. Many of them afford only the elementary sort of problem. Occasionally, I strike a tartar. One almost did win. I eventually had to use the dogs.
The dogs?
This way, please. I'll show you. A rather good lot, I think. They are out at 7 every night. If anyone should try to get into my house, or out of it, something extremely regrettable would occur to him. And now, said, I will show you my new collection of heads. Will you come with me to the library?
I hope that you will excuse me tonight, General Zaroff. I'm really not feeling well.
Ah, indeed, the general inquired. Well, I suppose that's only natural after your long swim. You need a good, restful night's sleep. Tomorrow you'll feel like a new man. I'll wager, then we'll hunt. Eh? I've only rather promising prospect. Sorry, you can't go with me tonight, called the general. I'd expect rather fair sport. A big, strong, black. He looks resourceful. Well, good night, Mr. Rainsford. I hope you have a good night's rest. As for me, I don't feel so well. I'm worried, Mr. Rainsford. Last night I detected traces of my old compliment. To Rainsford's questioning, annoyed boredom. The hunting was not good last night. The fellow lost his head. He made a straight trail that offered no problems at all. That's the trouble with these sailors. They have dull brains to begin with. They do not know how to get in the woods. They do excessively stupid, obvious things that most annoying. Will you have another glass of chalice, Mr. Rainsford?
General, I wish to leave this island at once.
But, my dear fellow, you've only just come. You have no hunting.
I wish to go today.
Tonight, said the general, we will hunt, you and I.
No, General, he said. I will not hunt.
As you wish, my friend. The choice rests entirely with you. But may I not venture to suggest that you will find my idea of a sport more diverting than Ivan's?
You don't mean...
My dear fellow, have I not told you I always mean what I say about hunting? This is really an inspiration. A drink to a foeman worthy of my steel at last. You'll find this game worth playing. Your brain against your mind. Your woodcraft against mine. Your strength and stamina against mine. Outdoor chess, and your stake is not worth your value, eh?
And
I would cheerfully acknowledge my defeat, and if I do not find you by midnight of the third day, my sloop will place you on the mainland near town. Oh, you can trust me. I will give you my word. As a gentleman and as a sportsman. Of course you, in turn, must agree to say nothing of your visit.
I'll agree of nothing of the kind.
Oh, in that case. But why discuss that now? 3 days hence. We can discuss it over a bottle of Virtue Charlotte, unless Ivan will supply you with hunting clothes, food, a knife. I suggest you wear moccasins. They leave a poor trail. I suggest, too, that you avoid the big swamp in the southeast corner of the island. We call it Death Swamp. There's quicksand there. One foolish fellow tried it. That deplorable part of it was that Lazarus followed him. You can imagine my feelings, Mr. Rainsford. I love Lazarus. He was the finest hound in my pack. Well, I must beg you to excuse me now. I always take a siesta after lunch. You hardly have time to nap. I fear you want to start, no doubt. I shall not follow till dusk. Hunting at night is more exciting than by day. You think? A revoir, Mr. Rainsford, a revoir.